On January 10, 2025, the United States witnessed an unprecedented event in its history, the sentencing of a former, future, and currently sitting president on criminal charges. Donald Trump, just days away from being sworn in for his second term as president, appeared virtually to receive his sentence for 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. This landmark case, stemming from hush money payments made during the 2016 presidential campaign, has captivated the nation and sparked intense debate about accountability, justice, and the rule of law. The sentencing, delivered by Judge Juan Merchan in a Manhattan courtroom, marked the culmination of a years-long legal battle that began with allegations of Trump's extramarital affairs and attempts to silence his accusers. The case has been plagued by controversy and accusations of political motivation, with Trump and his supporters consistently denouncing the charges as a witch hunt orchestrated by his opponents. Despite the gravity of the charges and the historic nature of the conviction, Judge Merchan ultimately sentenced Trump to an unconditional discharge, sparing him from any jail time, fines, or other penalties. This decision, while surprising to some, reflects the complexities of the case and the unprecedented situation of sentencing a president-elect. The sentencing has sent shockwaves through the American political landscape, raising profound questions about the implications for Trump's presidency and the future of American democracy. At the heart of this landmark case were allegations that Donald Trump, during his 2016 presidential campaign, had engaged in a scheme to silence adult film star Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal, both of whom claimed to have had affairs with him. To prevent these allegations from becoming public and potentially derailing his campaign, Trump, through his then lawyer Michael Cohen, allegedly arranged for hush money payments to be made to both women. These payments, while not illegal in themselves, became the basis for the charges against Trump. Prosecutors argued that the payments, totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars, were disguised as legal expenses and falsely recorded as such in Trump's business records. This falsification of business records, they contended, constituted a felony offense under New York law. Furthermore, prosecutors alleged that these payments violated campaign finance laws by exceeding the legal limit on contributions and failing to disclose them properly. By silencing Daniels and McDougal, Trump was effectively receiving an illegal in-kind campaign contribution, they argued. Trump, throughout the trial and after the guilty verdict, vehemently denied the allegations, maintaining his innocence and dismissing the case as a politically motivated attack. He has consistently denied the affairs with Daniels and McDougal, claiming that the payments were made to protect his family from false accusations and were handled by his lawyer without his knowledge of any wrongdoing. The trial of Donald Trump on charges of falsifying business records captivated the nation, with every twist and turn in the courtroom drama dominating headlines. The prosecution presented a compelling case, relying on testimony from the defense led by lawyer Todd Blanche mounted a vigorous defense, attacking the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses and arguing that the payments were made for legitimate legal purposes, not to influence the election. They maintained that Trump was unaware of any wrongdoing, and that any accounting irregularities were the result of mistakes by his subordinates. After weeks of testimony and intense deliberations, the jury delivered a unanimous guilty verdict on all 34 counts of falsifying business records, dealing a significant blow to Trump and marking the first time in American history that a president, past or present, had been convicted of a crime. Following the verdict, Trump and his legal team launched a series of legal challenges seeking to overturn the conviction and avoid sentencing. They filed motions for a new trial, alleging juror misconduct and prosecutorial overreach, but these motions were ultimately rejected by Judge Merchan. In a last-ditch effort to halt the sentencing, Trump's lawyers appealed to the Supreme Court, invoking a recent ruling that granted former presidents considerable immunity from criminal prosecution while in office. However, the Supreme Court declined to intervene, paving the way for the historic sentencing to proceed. In a highly anticipated decision, Judge Juan Merchan sentenced Donald Trump to an unconditional discharge on January 10, 2025, sparing him from any jail time, fines, or other penalties for his conviction on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. This lenient sentence, while surprising to some, reflects the unprecedented circumstances surrounding the case and the delicate balance between upholding the law and respecting the will of the electorate. Judge Merchant, in explaining his rationale for the sentence, acknowledged the seriousness of the offenses and the need for accountability. However, he also emphasized the unique situation of sentencing a president-elect just days away from assuming office for a second term. Imposing a harsher sentence, such as jail time, would have created a constitutional crisis and interfered with the peaceful transfer of power, he argued. Furthermore, Judge Merchant noted that Trump had already faced significant consequences as a result of his conviction, including the reputational damage and legal expenses incurred during the trial. He expressed confidence that the guilty verdict itself served as a powerful deterrent against future misconduct. The prosecution, while recommending the minimal sentence, expressed disappointment that Trump had not shown any remorse for his actions and continued to attack the integrity of the legal system. They emphasized the importance of holding all individuals, regardless of their status or power, accountable for their crimes. Trump, appearing defiant in his virtual address to the court, maintained his innocence and denounced the entire proceedings as a politically motivated witch hunt. He vowed to continue fighting the charges and clear his name, but acknowledged that the sentencing marked a sad day for America.